In the heart of Paris, where the boulevards hummed with the energy of the Belle Époque, Julius LeBlanc Stewart created something extraordinary, a vast glass studio that would become legendary among the artistic circles of the city. In this presentation, we will look into the extraordinary life of the American artist Julius Stewart and his quest to fill a studio with light. Lots of it. Built in the early 1890s at 149 Rue Notre-Dame-des-Champs in Montparnasse, this architectural marvel represented Stewart's vision of the perfect artistic workspace. "Light is everything to an artist," Stewart wrote to his cousin in Philadelphia in 1891. "I am constructing a studio that will capture the sun itself, walls of glass, ceiling of glass, a cathedral dedicated not to darkness and mystery, but to illumination and truth." The studio, completed in 1892, was indeed remarkable. Measuring over 40 feet in length and 30 feet in width, with a soaring glass ceiling that reached nearly 25 feet at its peak, it was one of the largest private artist studios in Paris. Stewart had spared no expense, employing the finest engineers and using the latest iron and glass construction techniques borrowed from the grand railway stations and conservatories of the era. "When I first entered Julius's glass palace," wrote fellow American expatriate artist Alexander Harrison, "I felt as though I had stepped into a cloud. The light was everywhere, soft, diffused, perfect. It was as if he had captured the very essence of a Parisian morning and bottled it for his own use. Among the many models who posed in this luminous space, one stood out as Stewart's favourite, a young Italian woman named Carmela Bertolini. With her classical features and natural grace, she became his most frequent subject during the mid-1890s. Stewart captured her in numerous paintings, from intimate portraits to grand salon pieces. "Mademoiselle Bertolini understands light as few models do," Stewart noted in his journal in 1895. "She knows instinctively how to position herself, so that the illumination from my glass walls transforms her into something ethereal, almost otherworldly. In this studio, with its endless light, she becomes not merely a model, but a muse." The studio quickly became a social hub for the international artistic community in Paris. Stewart's Sunday afternoon gatherings were legendary, attracting painters, sculptors, writers, and intellectuals from across Europe and America. The space itself seemed to inspire creativity and conversation in equal measure. "There is magic in this place," Stewart wrote to his mother in 1894. "The glass walls seem to dissolve the boundaries between interior and exterior, between art and life. Here, in this temple of light, I feel I can finally capture the true spirit of our age, its optimism, its energy, its endless possibility." From Philadelphia to Parisian sophistication is the story of Julius LeBlanc Stewart's transformation from Philadelphia scion to Parisian master began in 1865, when his father, William Hood Stewart, made a decision that would shape his son's destiny. The wealthy sugar magnate, having amassed a considerable fortune in the Cuban sugar trade, chose to relocate his family to Paris, drawn by the city's cultural magnetism and artistic ferment. Young Julius, just 10 years old at the time, found himself transplanted from the orderly streets of Philadelphia to the grand boulevards of Baron Haussmann's newly redesigned Paris. His father, William, had not merely brought his wealth to France, he had brought with him a profound appreciation for art that would profoundly influence his son's future. "Father believed that great art was the highest expression of human achievement," Julius later recalled. "From the moment we arrived in Paris, our home became a gathering place for artists, and our walls began to fill with their works." William Stewart's collection grew rapidly and impressively. He was particularly drawn to contemporary artists, showing remarkable prescience in his acquisitions. Among his most prized purchases were works by Mariano Fortuny, the Spanish master whose virtuosic technique and exotic subjects captivated Parisian audiences. I remember the day father brought home Fortuny's The Spanish Wedding, Julius wrote in his memoirs. I was perhaps 14, and I stood transfixed before the painting, marvelling at how Fortuny could make silk shimmer and jewels gleam with mere paint. It was then I knew I must become an artist. William Stewart not only collected art, but also cultivated friendships with artists. The Stewart mansion on the Avenue du Bois de Boulogne became a salon where established masters mingled with rising talents. Young Julius absorbed these influences like a sponge, learning not just about technique, but about the business and social aspects of the art world. The Stewart's wealth afforded Julius experiences that would later inform his art. The family owned a series of magnificent yachts, and their Mediterranean cruises became legendary among the international elite. These voyages exposed Julius to a world of luxury and leisure that would become central themes in his mature work. Those yacht journeys were like floating dreams, Julius wrote to a friend in 1888. We would anchor in Monaco, sail to Capri, and explore the Greek islands. I learned to see how the truly wealthy lived, not with ostentation, but with a kind of refined ease that I would spend my career trying to capture on canvas. These maritime adventures provided Julius with a unique perspective on the intersection of American wealth and European sophistication. He observed the elaborate social rituals of the yacht set, the careful choreography of deck parties, and the interplay of sunlight on water and silk. These observations would later manifest in paintings like On the Yacht and Figures on a Yacht, which captured the golden age of leisure with unmatched authenticity. Julius understood luxury because he lived it, noted art critic René Gimpel. But unlike many wealthy dilettantes who dabbled in art, he possessed genuine talent and worked with the dedication of someone who had everything to prove. The combination of his father's collecting passion, the family's social position, and their cosmopolitan lifestyle provided Julius with an artistic education that no academy could match. By the time he began formal training under Jean-Léon Gérôme in 1873, he had already absorbed years of informal instruction from the masters who frequented his family's salon. Le Parisien. By the 1880s, Julius LeBlanc Stewart had achieved something remarkable. Despite being American by birth, he had become so thoroughly integrated into Parisian artistic society that his contemporaries dubbed him Le Parisien. This nickname, both affectionate and respectful, acknowledged his unique position as an expatriate, who had not merely adapted to French culture, but had made it his own. Stewart is more Parisian than most Parisians, John Singer Sargent observed in a letter to Henry James in 1892. He possesses that particular combination of sophistication and joie de vivre that defines the city at its best. When I think of the spirit of Belle Époque Paris, I think of Julius's paintings, and of Julius himself. This transformation from Philadelphia aristocrat to Parisian insider was recognized most formally through Stewart's success at the Paris Salon, the official exhibition that could make or break an artist's reputation. His first major triumph came in 1881 with 5 o'clock Tea, a large-scale depiction of an elegant social gathering that demonstrated his mastery of both technical skill and social observation. What strikes one about Stewart's work, wrote influential critic Louis de Fourcault in Le Gaulois, is his ability to capture not just the appearance but the atmosphere of Parisian society. He paints our world from within, with the understanding of an intimate, not the curiosity of an outsider. Stewart's salon successes continued throughout the 1880s and 1890s. He was awarded an honourable mention in 1885 and a third-class medal in 1886. By 1889, he had achieved the coveted designation of hors concours, meaning his work would automatically be accepted for exhibition without jury review, a rare honour for any artist, and particularly notable for an American. His fellow artists recognized his unique position in the Parisian art world. William Merritt Chase, visiting Paris in 1891, wrote, Julius has accomplished what every American artist dreams of: complete acceptance by the French artistic establishment without sacrificing his individual vision. He is our ambassador to the Salon. Even the famously critical Edgar Degas offered grudging praise. "The American Stewart understands our light," he reportedly told Mary Cassatt. Not many do. Stewart's painting The Hunt Ball, 1885, epitomized his ability to capture Parisian elegance. The monumental work, measuring over 12 feet wide, depicted a glittering society gathering with such vivacity and attention to detail that viewers felt they could step into the scene. When exhibited at the Salon, it drew crowds who marvelled at Stewart's ability to orchestrate such a complex composition while maintaining individual character in each figure. "To stand before the Hunt Ball is to be transported," wrote Paul Leroy in La. Stewart has not merely painted a social gathering, he has preserved an entire world, its manners, its fashions, its very soul. The ultimate recognition of Stewart's status came in 1895, when he was awarded the Legion of Honor, France's highest decoration. The ceremony, held at the Salon itself, was attended by the cream of Parisian society and the international art community. "Today we honor not just an artist, but a cultural ambassador," declared the presiding official. "Monsieur Stewart has shown us that art knows no national boundaries, that talent and dedication can make any man a citizen of the world." In response, Stewart demonstrated the perfect blend of American straightforwardness and French sophistication that had made him le Parisien. "I came to Paris as a boy from Philadelphia," he said. "Paris has made me an artist. If I have given anything back to this magnificent city, it is only a small payment on an enormous debt of gratitude." His friend and fellow expatriate Theodore Robinson perhaps summed it up best in a letter home. "Julius Stewart has achieved what every American artist in Paris dreams of. He has become so thoroughly a part of the city's artistic life that nationality ceases to matter. He is simply Stewart, the painter of Paris, by Paris, for Paris. And yet he never forgets where he came from. He is our best argument that American artists can compete on the world stage." By the turn of the century, Julius LeBlanc Stewart had secured his place not just as a successful expatriate artist, but as a true Parisian master whose work captured the essence of an era that would soon pass into history, preserved forever in his luminous canvases. During the early 1900s, Venice became a magnetic creative hub where Julius Stewart's artistic transformation unfolded amid a remarkable convergence of talent. This ancient city of water and light drew painters from across the Atlantic and throughout Europe, creating an informal colony of artists, all captivated by its unique qualities. When Stewart began exploring Venetian scenes and outdoor nudes around 1905, he entered a vibrant artistic ecosystem. John Singer Sargent, between work on his Grand Boston murals, could be found along the canals, his virtuosic watercolours capturing Venice's ephemeral qualities with astonishing speed and precision. Their shared American expatriate experience and society connections likely facilitated encounters, though Stewart's more reserved personality contrasted with Sargent's established fame. The fall of 1908 brought Claude Monet to Venice, where the 68-year-old Impressionist master worked frantically to capture the city's shifting light on iconic landmarks. "Venice is too beautiful to be painted," Monet lamented, even as he produced dozens of canvases during his 3-month stay. Stewart, witnessing this dedication to plein-air mastery, may have found validation for his own artistic evolution. The Swedish painter Anders Zorn, like Stewart, had built his reputation on society portraits, before being drawn to Venice's atmospheric potential. Both artists shared an interest in the nude figure and Venice's interplay of light and water, suggesting natural artistic affinity. This convergence created a rich environment of cross-pollination and artistic dialogue. While each artist maintained their distinctive approach, they shared in the challenge of capturing Venice's quintessential qualities, its remarkable light, reflective waters, ancient textures, and timeless atmosphere. For Julius Stewart, this community offered both inspiration and context for his late career exploration of new artistic territory, as he moved from the confined elegance of Parisian drawing rooms to the expansive luminosity of the Venetian lagoon. Julius Stewart truly made his mark, and we hope you enjoyed this look at a life dedicated to the high calling in art, and despite his wealth, he did not slack on his chosen profession. So with that, and until next time, remember to leave a like and remember to subscribe. So, until then, it's bye for now.